Yo, Wagwan people, you done know I'm a gamer, Scorsese, second part of the second level. Yo, and by the way, happy 2019, done know. Let's get this cracking. Let me just smash up these boxes, see if there's any loot for man. Yo, okay, my hand-eye coordination slipping. I just go murk my youth still. Bore him up from behind. Right, man, try to dodge that one, yeah? My man thinks he's Nioh from the Matrix. Right, no one on that side. Alright, so there's one enemy on that side, so you know what, let's run round and jub him up as well. Okay, where did my youth go? So he weren't on that side. Oh, there he is. Alright, and he's seen me, so I guess I'm just gonna slice him up. Try to fling a stone at man. Come on, cuz. Don't ever bring a knife. Don't ever bring a stone to a knife fight. Or should I say sword fight? And he gives me a stone. I've got enough stones, cuz. I've got like 10. Give me something useful. Right, so as you're playing through the game, yeah, you've got this thing called a skill tree. So what the skill tree basically does, it allows you to add, well, new skills. It speaks for itself. So you can learn new skills for your actual character to increase your combos and make them longer. So you can add on like a kick, a spinning kick, or an extra slash with your sword. You know what I mean? You can also get magic. So you can add more magical abilities to your character, which makes him like a mage. You know what I mean? And the other thing I like about this game as well is you can play as a ninja. So it's quite diverse in what you can and can't do. So what I like to do is I like to mix everything up. So there's certain things from the ninja set that man would purchase. One of them is the quiet step. So basically you don't make any noise, so you can kind of kill people in a stealthy action. You know what I mean? There's another thing, another skill that I like, which is called grapple, which I don't have at the minute, but in the next game you'll see. So you can sneak up behind them and you kind of just, well, you don't grab them, but you just push the blade in them and they drop instantly. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like an instant kill with some characters, not all. So when you use that is when your their key drops and they're like stunned for a second, you can give them like that fatal stab, like similar to what you do when they're on the floor. You can do it when they're standing up, or you can do it from behind. Right, so if you look at the bottom of my key bar, you can see there's like water drops. Now that comes in handy. Say for example, man was set on fire and I rolled into that barrel, it'd put the fire out. So therefore you wouldn't have to waste any time using any health. So you'd be nice. But it can have negative effects as well. Some characters, if I remember correctly, it slows you down, it makes you a bit sluggish, something like that, but I could be wrong. Let's take out my man, so clap his arrows and take his bombs. And the effects of the elementals on this game are cool as well. So say for example, if you've got like some bombs and whatnot, you can keep flinging the bombs at man until the icon in the corner increases, and then they get set on fire, so they stay on fire for a longer period of time, which causes more damage. So sometimes I like to do that and let that wear down their life for them, and then I just stay away from the character until that wears out. You know what I mean? It's a good little strategy still. Used it a few times and I feel like it works nicely. Oh yeah, listen, and just so you know, yeah, you know what I mean, Nioh has one set difficulty at the beginning of the game. So there's no easy, no hard, no super hard. You only get the next difficulty setting when you clock the game, which if I remember correctly is called the Way of the Samurai. But man will only get that when you've clocked the game. So anyone that's thinking that man's making this game look easy, and I'm playing it on easy, nah, you're wrong, fam. You know what I mean? You're wrong, cuz. Like, the game is hard. The first difficulty on this game is hard. It's only because man's got some experience of playing the game, you get me? But as we're playing through the game, you will see man will die. You know what I mean? You will see times where man will get chiefed up and lose bare health and have to run away like a little bitch. But game's hard, fam. I love how there's just one difficulty setting until you clock it. You got to deal with how hard it is. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to those that have subscribed. You know what I mean? The channel's only been up for a few days now and I've got a few subscribers. So thank you very much, people, for the man them that subscribe and the lady them that subscribe to my channel. You know what I mean? Don't forget to subscribe, give man a thumbs up. And any comments you have on the videos, leave a comment. You know what I mean? All comments can be positive. Anything you don't like, man, can change and improve the channel, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is for you, man. This is for you, man, for you ladies. To give you the best possible product I can possibly deliver. So there's one Newton there sleeping. Bro, my man is snoring like some lion, boy. That's what all that noise man could hear was just you. Right, what's that that I've picked up still? What's that? Oh, another stone. Oh, also on the right hand side of the screen, you can see where all my items are. You do have like another cross shaped figure behind that. So you don't just have those 4 locations you can choose from. You can switch it, so altogether you do have 8. But I will show you that at a later part of the game, so don't think that's all the items you can carry, because you can carry a lot more still. And if my memory serves me correct, I think you just press R2. But later on, man, will show you that still, and you can see the other items you can have on there as well. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you all the items because it's just going to explore the game, man. Some of the things you need to experiment and find for your damn self. I hate when I'm playing a game and they show me everything. I think that takes away the enjoyment of the game. But don't leave no surprises. You just know everything that's gonna happen. Now, I mean, that's not what game is about. Game is about fun. It's about being surprised. It's about learning how the game plays for yourself. So I'm not gonna give you, man, all the details of what to do. For that spoils the game, man. And like I said, there's loads of items on the game. I'm not gonna be searching for all of them. Now, I mean, when I do find them, obviously you'll see where they are. But again, I think it takes away the fun of finding those hidden locations sometimes, or finding the extra items like the kodomas to give you the blessings and all that stuff. Right, so this area looks like it's clear. So let's see what's through this doorway. And there's no one in there. One of the vital things I'd say, you probably noticed me doing it all the time, is like, why is he always blocking? Why is he always blocking? Because you don't want, like, there we go, prime example. You don't want to get caught out and get half your life in yams simply because you're not blocking. So that's why when you see man going through doorways or going for particular locations, I'm blocking, because you never know that can be just around the corner. Man's not trying to get gripped up on bodies simply because I'm not blocking. Nah, sir. I'm not trying to get caught slipping out here. Oh, and the other thing as well, I'm not too sure if you still have to pay for the DLC. So you've got like 3 extra bosses, which is 3 extra stages to the game. I would recommend buying them. Like, part of the reason is for the extra weapons you do get as well. You know what I mean? The extra weapons on this game are hard. And if you're a Ninja Gaiden fan, what? You got the Tomfers that you get on this game, bruv. The Tomfers on this game are hard. But through each stage, I will be using different weapons here and there. You know what I mean? My favourite weapon is mainly the sword. but I will mix it up as I'm playing through the game. But when you are mixing through the weapons, remember it's different combinations, different move sets, so different weapons are beneficial at different times of the game, which does take a little bit of time getting used to, but you will definitely see me switch that up throughout the game. It gets boring playing with just one weapon throughout the whole thing, man. Good to be versatile, you done know. Right, at this part of the game, you would have come across a yokai, but because I've already played through this level, the yokais don't respawn when you go back through the second time. And there would have been another one earlier on as well that I didn't speak about, but yet again, because I've already bodied them, they don't get respawned. And how you would know that they're there, basically it comes up like in like a black cloud, and that's basically called the yokai realm. And when you get closer to it, that's when they enter from the yokai realm into the human world. Sorry about the coughing, people. Man's got a bit of a cough. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's not spoiling the experience too tough. Right, again, see man's blocking because something could have come out through that door. There could have been something lurking. But let's run right there to see if there's any items. I don't think there is, but let's just have a little look see anyway. My man is eating, man, Rude boy. Come like some real zombie for real. Ah, boop, 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 boop. There's my guardian spirit, people. Protecting my loot, protecting my Amrita. And let me not run over there because obviously I've got a body there, so there might be somebody lurking. Yeah. And my Amrita just went up. So I'm gassed about that. Doesn't look like there's anyone lurking. Right, man's just got a dead body just hanging from the rooftop there. Now it. Lick man and his head. They'll probably come running over to me if this doesn't body him. And that should body him. That's a headshot. Okay, didn't body him. Some foolishness. So now I know he's definitely going to come running over to me. Maybe this is how I died last time. The other guy might have got involved. Let me bring him around the corner. Alright, so that guy's not coming. So it's a one-on-one, and one-on-one equals death for you, bro. Right, I know there's a guy behind here. Man's all robbing a corpse. And give him 2 lash. Oh, how did I miss with the third one? Nah, man should have clapped him. Like teeth in game. Now, one of the things important with this game is read what your opponent's gonna do, because not every single character does the same thing. Everybody will have a different variation of moves that they use. So I would say observe what they're gonna do, figure out their combos, and then you can just combat it. You know what I mean? So even with the yokais, they all have a certain skill set they're gonna do. I think they've all got maybe, so let's say they've all got say 2 or 3 or 3 and 4 different combo sets they're gonna do. Figure them out and you're good to go. Right, now the reason why I popped up here quick is so I can get a bird's eye view of the whole level, so I can see what enemies are left. Also, if I went straight to the bottom where I was earlier and come around that corner, he would have seen, if I come around there, he would have seen me, and then I'd have to be fighting the 2 guys at the bottom plus my man with the bow and arrow. So it's all about giving yourself an advantage point. And if you can't separate the opponents, then you just got to fight well and be smart. Or just try to separate them as much as you can. Because sometimes you don't get given that option still. Sometimes they are grouped together and you might have to fight, say, like 2, 3 man. I mean, one of the things when you are fighting a group, the dual swords are the best for that. You cause more damage. When you're slashing, you have a wider range. So even if you're not you know, locked onto a particular opponent, and they're at the side of you, as you're swinging with the swords, you will still hit them, as well as the guy that you're aiming for. Not saying that won't happen with the single blade, but it's more of a possibility with dual swords. Also, spears come in handy for that as well when you're fighting more than one person, because they've got a long swing range like that. Right. Now my man don't have a helmet on, so I should be able to dead man with this. Why is he not dying? Allow it. Ooh! That was a bad boy shot in my man's head, rude boy. You see them skills there, yeah? Man come like precision sniper with the bow and arrows. Oh, the other thing with the arrows, well, you do get fire arrows through the game. So you do get different types of arrows as well. Same with the guns, you do get different types of bullets, which is pretty cool, man, because different bullets, you know what I mean, you can use for stronger enemies. Same with the arrows. And you do have some yokai that are resistant to certain elements. So you might be fighting a character that's weak to fire, but strong against electricity. He might be weak to water, but he's strong against earth. So you can figure that out depending on what the color of the yokai looks like, which we'll talk through when we come across those sort of characters. I'll explain what to do. The other thing that's sick about this game is you do have different elemental damage. So as I was saying earlier, with the earth, water, wind, fire, electricity, and I think the other one's poison, which comes up purple. So you can mix them together. So if you put damage on a character on fire, let's say for example, I don't know, wind works well with fire because it's going to make the fire gush more. You'll put more damage on them, and sometimes it gives you different options. So there's a what's it called again? It slipped my mind what it's called. That's it. There's a talisman called Sloth, of where you can put on your enemies and slow them down. So if you mix two elemental damages together, it causes them to slow down. So you don't actually have to use that talisman, you can just use the weapons you got and mix them up and put that damage on them to slow them down instead of using one of your talismans. Which I think is pretty sick. And experiment with what does what. Right, so I've got a few more enemies left to take out here. I've got a few items that I know I need to pick up, which is all good. Right, now one of the things with these guys with the arrows, as you saw me doing earlier, is when you're a fair distance from them, they'll just keep shooting you with the arrows. But when you go closer to them, there'll be a delay in taking out their sword. So you keep your distance, slowly get close to them. As soon as they're going to take out that sword, body them. Right, so this guy here, I actually made a mistake. I shouldn't have gone to take him out with the arrow. Because he was in a tight space and he's got the spear, it limits his range. When you're fighting guys which have got spears and they're in like a tight corridor or small little area, fight them in that small little area because they're not going to be as effective. I've given him... Oh, hold on. Right now, I've given him the opportunity to come and fight out in an open area, so it's made him more difficult for me to kill. But still a man's still going to get deaded out here, no long thing. Give me my elixir and my dual soul spam. Oh, so there's another little Komodo. Now there are Komodos in the first part of the first level, but I'd already collected them, so you didn't get to see that. So definitely make sure you search the levels. Right, now I'll come back around to the other side, take out this dude, and go into that house that I was standing on the top of. Now you probably, when you go online, you're probably going to see videos of guys that have superly mad ranked up their characters and are making it look real easy. Remember, this is the first time you're playing through the game, so when you see guys that are killing like bosses with like 1 or 2 hits, understand that their character is at a stupid powerful level. So don't think that you're gonna have exactly the same thing or it's gonna be that easy. You know what I mean? These guys have been rinsing this game for a minute and they brought up their character to a very strong level. So don't ever think when you're watching some of these videos that you're going to be starting off like that, because you're starting from the beginning. Just like how I'm starting from the beginning again on this game as well. I mean, I could have just continued onto New Game Plus mode, but I don't feel as if it would have given a true experience of how the game started, especially for those that are just getting the game or thinking about buying the game. Oh yeah, by the way, big shout out to my boy Edwin. You know what I mean? He's just had his baby boy that was born, so big shout out to my man. Have a blessed one, rude boy. Right now, so I'm gonna run back over to where I was. I know I've cleared this area, so I'm just gonna have a look to see what's laying about, and then I'll go and grab that later before I fight the boss. So I know there's an item there. I think there's an item here sitting in the sea as well. Yep, just up the corner there, so. But man, we'll go grab that later on. At least I know where it is. I see if there's anything on this side. Oh, look, there we go. Just in the corner, another Komodo, just chilling. I'll send man to my shrine as well. Get some blessings off of you as well, cuz. Oh, another thing, I'll definitely say, listen, it's worth the time looking for the little Komodo guys, because they really do help. So don't ignore them. You know what I mean? They do come in very handy. So do definitely make sure that you do, you know, try and find as much as you can, or dedicate some time to finding all of them on every level, because they do make a massive difference to the game. Now you can probably see me collecting loads of weapons, and I'm not actually changing to any of them, because I can go and do that in my own time, and I can go see what new weapons I've got, and I can go and attach them as and when. I'm not going to waste time doing that now. Yeah, so people, so that's pretty much the second part of the second level complete. So you man, I'm a gamer, RL Scorsese, hack and slash, peace.